Lopez here. In this video, I'm going to talk about the 7 highest paying jobs in the USA. So let's get in this. One of the highest paying jobs in the USA is software engineers. Now, if you're a programmer, or if you're a techie type person, if you're into computers, if you're into software engineers usually create software from the ground up, and they usually manage and continuously update, upgrade, and maintain softwares. So a lot of these companies are located in San Francisco and places like Austin, Texas. And if you're looking for a job as a software engineer in some place like California, specifically San Francisco, the pay rate is going to be a little bit more compared to living in a place like Austin, Texas, Charlotte, North Carolina, or Atlanta. Because the taxes are so high in California. So your income is going to be just a slight bit more higher than the rest of the places versus living in California. So software engineer is a pretty good position to apply for if you're looking to make a lot more money. Next, corporate controller. Now, corporate controller, these guys and girls, they usually manage the financial information, the whole financial structure of a lot of corporate companies, mainly like the banks, mortgage companies, credit card companies. These companies, corporate controller usually maintain all manage all the departments, especially like companies like mortgage companies like credit card companies like institutions that loan out money. A corporate controller job is just to maintain and manage all the departments and basically see that all the funds is distributed properly and maintained. So the pay rate is anywhere between $110,000, and it could fluctuate up to $120,000. It depends on where you live. In New York City, it's on average it's $120,000. Just like a software engineer is on average $120,000. But if you live on the West Coast, your pay rate might boost compared to living on the East Coast or down south. So corporate controller. Next, application development manager. Again, if you're a techie, if you're the type of person that you're a programmer, you like writing code, application development managers usually manage the software or application developers. So their job is basically to supervise the programmers, and the pay range is on average is anywhere between $112,000, and this is in areas like Texas, New York City, all throughout California. So application development manager. Next, you have a physician's assistant. And a physician's assistant is basically the person that helps the doctor. This person is like an assistant to the doctor, and they basically, I've been to the doctor many times for like annual checkup, and basically this person is the person that will see you, take care of you if the doctor is not available. So basically, all they do is just take a lot of appointments, do a lot of paperwork. They might follow up with you, follow up with clients, customers, and they get paid anywhere between $110 110 to 112,000 on average. If you're in New York City, down south, places like Atlanta, or out west, anywhere between 110 to 112,000. So that's a physician's assistant. Next, pharmacist manager. Now, a pharmacist manager is basically the person that usually manages the employees and takes care of all the drugs that's in the pharmacy, basically. And if you're in San Francisco, the pay rate could go up as much as 150,000, but on average, it's 125,000. So if you're in some place like Texas, it's in the 120 range. Or if you're in the South, it's 120 range. But out in places like California, like San Francisco, places like that, San Diego, the pay rate could go up to 125,000 and some. So if you want to be a pharmacist, that's probably a good way to go. Next is you can be a patent attorney. Now, patent attorneys, these are some of the highest paying people in this country, and their job basically is they take care of a lot of the patents and the paperwork and the trademarks and all that stuff. And their pay is anywhere between 140 to 160,000 a year. And basically, patent is basically, if you want to trademark your work or trademark your product, so anyone won't steal it, and if they do steal it, you can sue them and go after them. So these attorneys, that's what they basically do all day long. Basically, they help people, clients, businesses, or could be just an individual with their products, trademark it, make sure they're covered, make sure if someone tries to copy or knock their products off, that hey, they have a license to sue, basically. And last but not finally is the doctors. The doctors in America are some of the highest paying employees. Now, on average, the average doctor, this is just say a family doctor, for example, make anywhere between, on average, $187,000 a year. However, if you're a specialist, you can make up to 300,000, 350, 400,000. If you're a specialist like plastic surgeon, or you're a gynecologist or something like that, you are in that 300. They're in that 300,000 range, and some. And I would probably bet after taxes, let's say if a doctor that's a specialist, his annual salary is 350,000. I can probably bet you after taxes, assuming that he has his paperwork and his corporation set up right, he's probably going to be able to take home over 100,000. If everything's set up right, he can take home over 200,000. Because 9 times out of 10, a lot of these doctors, they have a corporation, they have a nonprofit, and they pay very little taxes. They might pay a lot up front, but they'll get it back down the line. So it's a give and take when it comes to the tax system. So a lot of these doctors, they live a pretty good life, really, especially if they're specialists, and especially if they're living in some place like Miami, LA, San Francisco, any place where it's basically hot, warm weather, some place like Houston, some place where it's like entertainment like Atlanta, LA, they can make probably over $500,000 a year. And after taxes, they could probably bring home, 300,000-400,000, Because, being a specialist, that's a big deal. as a doctor, you know. So that's it. These are the highest paying jobs in the USA. So if you like what you heard, subscribe to my channel, share this video, and check out my website at lopezhassan.com. Until next time, see you in the next video.